am going to explain about pollen grains and development of male gametophyte. In the last video I had explained you that is what are all the parts and structures of the male reproductive system. In that I had explained you the microsporogenesis. What is called microsporogenesis? That is, we have seen in the last video. Once again I am repeating here, that is microsporogenesis means the sporogenous tissue in the microsporangium. Microsporangium means that is inside part of which is present in the anther is called microsporangium. There only your sporanginous tissue is getting. So how the sporanginous tissue it is getting here, how it is coming here, how it is developed here means by the division which is takes place in the anther wall. So anther wall is which is divided from the archisporium we have seen in the last video. So the inner side division is become developing as sporogenous tissue. The outer side division that is paraclinal or the anticlinal division of the anther is showing the the anther wall formation from the parietal cells, periphery parietal cells. The inner sporogenous tissue which is giving a microsporangium. So in the microsporangium each cell is act as the microspore or the pollen grain mother cells. So sporogenous tissue in microsporangium which is 2n, that is diploid in the nature. Whatever the sporogenous tissue, the sporogenous cell, each cell has the 2 chromosomes. So it is a diploid chromosome. When this sporogenous tissue is undergoing a divisions, it giving the microspore or the pollen mother cells. So the sporogenous tissue is following a mitosis process here. What is this mitosis process here taking place when the sporogenous tissue is coming as a microspore mother cell? It is not microspore. It is a microspore mother cell or the pollen mother cell. So the microspore mother cell or the pollen mother cell is coming from the sporogenous tissue in the microsporangium. So after the last generation of the microspore mother cell is undergoing a meiosis and it is producing a microspore tetrad. Microspore tetrad means in one cell there will be the 4 microspore will be there. Soon it will be get separated and it is giving a new separate offsprings. So that is called microspore tetrad. But these microspore tetrad you will be having n, that is it is having haploid number of chromosome. Haploid, diploid, all meaning I said you in the last year I had explained you. So this haploid chromosome is present in the microspore offsprings, but in the microspore mother cell and sporogenous tissue having the diploid type of the chromosome. So from the sporogenous tissue in the microsporangium is by the process of mitosis it has become a microspore mother cell or the pollen mother cell. This pollen mother cell is again it is undergoing meiosis process and it is giving a microspore tetrad, that is with a haploid number of chromosome. As the microspore soon it is dissociates and it is giving a pollen grains. Okay, so in this flowchart going to explain you the microspore is an immature stage of pollen. Okay, and the matured stage of microspore is called the pollen grains. Yes, so now you know what is a microspore, how it is formed. So next I am coming to the introduction, because these are the, from here only you are getting a keywords. So I will start with the introduction. Microspore and pollen grains are product of meiosis of the microspore mother cell. Yes, microspore mother cell only giving the microspore after the meiosis, by the meiosis process. This microspore is derived from the this microspore is matured as the pollen grains, or the pollen grain is derived from the microspore. Okay, the microspore have the protoplasm surrounded by the wall which is yet to be fully developed. Yes, so microspore having the protoplasm which is surrounded by the wall is incomplete actually. It has to be developed. Okay, if you see the pollen grain of the protoplasm, that is dense protoplasm with centrally located nucleus will be there. So the microspore have the protoplasm that is surrounded by a undeveloped or the yet to be developed type of wall is there. But if you see in the pollen grains, that is having the good cytoplasm, that is well densed protoplasm with centrally located nucleus will be there. What is the intine and outer layer is exine. So if you see the incomplete wall around the microspore, that is the intine layer and exine layer. What is this? Intine layer is inner layer. Exine layer is that is outer layer is exine layer. So for example, if this is the pollen grain diagram that is explaining you, this flower, this is a style and stigma, and this is a pollen which consists of, this is anther and filament. Anther consisting of the pollen. If you taking the pollen, this is the pollen structure under the microscope. If you seeing the one single pollen grains under the microscope, you will be appreciate this same diagram. So this is vegetative nucleus, this is generative nucleus. Okay, there is some vacuoles is there that are called food reserve molecules or the food reserve materials which is necessary for the pollen. Okay, and this is the same diagram. Okay, both of them. So I am coming to the intine layer and exine layer. So this intine and exine layer, this round is called the intine layer. Yes, if you see this is a intine layer and exine layer. In this intine, the first circle is called intine layer, second circle is called exine layer. This intine or the exine layer that show you there is this intine layer and exine layer is there. The exine layer is very important, and this exine layer and intine layer will be there. Yes. In the intine layer, nothing. There is the food vacuoles is present, and this intine layer is, if you see this intine layer, this is very thin and it is very uniformly arranged. Uniformly it is circulated. If you see the exine layer, it is somewhat thin and it is not uniformly arranged around the pollen. So it is not uniformly arranged and it is very thin. But if you see the intine layer, it is very thick and it is uniformly arranged. That uniformity, it is not an uniformity in the exine layer is very important. Here and there it is somewhat the space, the empty spaces is there. That empty space is called germ pore. What is that called? Germ pore. If the empty space is circle or small circle, that is called germ pore. If the empty space or the pore is in the somewhat elongated is called the furrows. If you see here, yes, the germ pores are the furrows. That means the germ pore, if it is the space in presenting in the exine layer, it is oval or the circle shape, it is called germ pore. If it is in the somewhat elongated, is called furrows. Okay, so this is the germ pore of the exine layer of the pollen. Okay, so this is very important, right? So here and there some gap is there. Okay, it's that gap or the space is called germ pore or the furrows depending upon the shape. Okay, so through this pore only we are getting a pollen tube. What is this called? Pollen tube. Yes, pollen tube means this is a germination of our pollen. Our inside intine layer which is coming out through the germ pore or the furrows which is presenting in the exine layer is called pollen tube. It is happening only when it reaches the stigma only. So the pollen is become a pollen tube so that the pollen is germinated in when it reaches the right stigma. Okay. The intine layer, I said, it is made up of cellulose, hemicellulose, callose, all kind of the things, materials with making the intine layer. If you see the exine layer, the exine layer will be made up of the sporopollenin, pollen kit, tripinin. These are all the wall material which is very important for the wall material of the exine. Okay, but if you see the here and there the germ pores is this germ pores does not consist of sporopollenin. So sporopollenin is a wall material of the exine. In that wall material of the exine, some here and there germ pores is there. In that germ pore places, there is no sporopollenin does not present. So the pollen train consists of wall material is sporopollenin, pollen kit, tripinin. The pollen kit and the sporopollenin are very important wall material of the exine layer. This sporopollenin does not present in the germ pore, or it is generally absent in the germ pore. Okay. The surface and shape of the color of the exine. The surface of the exine layer, if you see, it is somewhat as smooth or sculptured. Smooth or sculptured means somewhat rough in condition. It may be a rod, it may be a wart like, it may be a punctuate like something. Okay. So this is the surface of the exine they are explaining. Then shape, it may be, if you see the shape of the exine layer of the pollen, it may be in the falciform shape, or in the globus, or in the ellipsoid shape, or the crescent shapes. Different shapes of the exine shape will be there. And color of the exine, if you see, it is maybe in the sorry, it is not color, it is a size. The size of the exine layer, it is from the 10 micrometer to 100 micrometer. 10 micrometer example as, that is, if you see the shape and size of the pollen, the myosotis, the pair have to read myosotis. This myosotis means it is a one plant. In this plant, if you see very small, very minute size of pollen you can see, that is about 10 micrometer. So if you see the Cucurbitaceae or the Nyctenginaceae family, in the Nyctenginaceae family and Cucurbitaceae family, there is in the 200 micrometer of the pollens will be present. So the pollen exine size will be the Cucurbitaceae, Nyctenginaceae is the largest size, and Myosotis will having a very small size of the pollens will be, pollen exine sizes will be there. That is, this is 10 micrometer, and these two families having a 200 micrometer of the pollens is there. Pollen exine is there. Okay, understand? Next. And this sculpturing pattern, I said the surface of the exine layer, it is sculpturing or the smooth pattern. If it is in a sculpturing pattern, that is a rod or warty, or somewhat it is punctuate. So somewhat the surface of the exine layer is somewhat rough in nature. That rough is classified. It may be a wart, it may be a rod, like it may be punctuate, something or sculptured. So it's somewhat rough in the condition. This rough condition of the exine layer is used to identify the plant identification and classification in the taxonomy of the plant. They are using in the identification of the plant and classification. One particular plant or the new plant will be identified and classified by the sculpturing pattern of the exine. Okay, and sporopollenin and pollen kit are the very important wall material of the pollen. Okay, so it is derived from the carotenoids, and also it is developing from the pollen. It is also developed from pollen protoplasm. I just now in introduction part I explained you, pollen consists of dense protoplasm with centrally located nucleus. That protoplasm, and partially from that protoplasm, and partially from the tapetum of the anther wall. Tapetum is the inner layer of the anther wall. I had explained you in the last video. From that tapetum and from that pollen protoplasm, it is derived. What is that? That is sporopollenin. It is derived from carotenoids. It is nothing but it is a carotenoids. It preserves the pollen long periods in the fossil deposits. Why it is preserving? You may ask the question. Sporopollenin, why it is preserving the pollens in the fossils, ma'am? Because this sporopollenin is always resistant to high temperature, acidic digestion, alkali digestion, and enzymatic reaction. All those things it is getting resisted. And also it is biological physical digestion. It is resistant to biological physical digestion, and as well as it is resistant to and also it is resistant to the acidic, alkali, as well as the enzymatic actions. So that it is very strong in nature, this sporopollenin. So that this it is used to preserve our pollens in a long period in the fossil deposit. Next, pollen kit. And pollen kit is a carotenoids or flavonoids. It is look like orange or the yellowish color. It is nothing but it is derived from the only from the our pollen protoplasm, and it is also used to do a viscous coating. It is the viscous coating. It is arranged in the viscous coating over the pollen surface. So this viscous coating or the oily appearance on the pollen surface will protect the pollens from the UV rays from the sunlight. And also it is used to attract the insects. Also used to attract the insect for the pollination. Okay, did you understand? So now I just explained you what is the microspore, how the pollen grains are get matured from this. So how it will be look like. So this is your diagram. This is your textbook diagram. This is the intine layer, this is the extine layer, this is nucleus, this is a germ pore through which only our intine layer fully comes as a tube. Okay, and this is a vacuole. As usual, if you in many plant cells you could have appear there vacuoles that consist of food reserves, and there is the division which takes place in the nucleus of the pollen. First there is the division takes place. That division is dividing the nucleus into two, that is generative nucleus and vegetative nucleus. This generative nucleus only forming the irregular wall around the generative nucleus, so that it is become as a generative cell. So this remaining part which is irregular pattern which is called vegetative cell. There is the wall, irregular wall which is formed around the generative nucleus is called the generative cells. The remaining portion of the with food reserve molecules or the food reserve materials with the nucleus is called vegetative nucleus. This vegetative part does not enter into the pollination. Only this generative cell part is enter into the pollination, that you will see in the pollination topic. If you see this part once till the A, B, C, D, these four parts only happening when there is in the pollen in the anther. But once hereafter the E stage, when it will reach means after once it reaches the right stigma. After reaching of the right stigma, this full intine, yellow color intine will be coming as a tube. That is coming as the tube is called the happening only after it reaches the right stigma. Okay, so once it reaches the right stigma, it start to observe the moisture content which is presenting on the stigma, start to observe, and it is swollen, so that this intine layer fully is coming through the germ pore. We have studied in the previously that through the pore or the furrows it is full, the intine layer is coming out. Okay, I already said this vegetative nucleus does not enter into the pollination. Only our generative nucleus will be plays a major role in the pollination. So this is the pollen is become a pollen tube. So in this pollen tube you can appreciate the generative nucleus and tube nucleus. So in this the dividing thing after the pollen tube coming out from the exine layer, so this the generative nucleus again start to divide. Okay, again start to divide, and it is producing two male gametes. It is producing two male gametes. Okay, so this nucleus is nothing but, so this is a vegetative nucleus here. When it is coming as a tube, so it is called as a tube nucleus. That's all. You don't confuse with this. For our important focus on only the generative nucleus. Once it is become as a pollen tube, it starts again dividing. It is become a male gamete. This is our male gametophyte. This is now ready. If it is getting a female gamete, it is causes the pollination, and it is producing fertilization, and it is giving a zygote. Okay, and seed will be produced, and everything else takes place. Okay, so male gamete is coming this. If you see this D diagram, there is in the two-celled stage. This is called two-celled stage. What is a two-celled stage? Yes, the microspore is the first cell of male gametophyte in haploid. Okay, from the microspore only we are getting a pollen. From the pollen only we are getting a male gametophyte. That's what they are telling. It is a microspore is the first cell of the male gametophyte, which is an haploid in the nature, that is it having n number of chromosomes, and development of male gametophytes takes place while they are still in the microsporangium. I already said the development of male gametophytes takes place while still in the microsporangium. Okay, so the development of microspore takes place in the microsporangium. 1, 2, 3, 4. I said it is a bilobed structure is our anther. This is anther, and this is a filament, and this is our pollen grains. That separate diagram I have explained here. Okay, when it is in the microsporangium, these four part is called microsporangium. When it is in the microsporangium, the pollen grains are developed. That is the second point. Okay. Still in the microsporangium, the pollen gametophyte are produced. Next to the pollen gametophyte only, our pollination takes place. The nucleus of the microspore is divided to form a vegetative and generative nucleus, I said. At this two-celled stage, the pollen is liberated. When the pollen is liberated means, it will be liberated only the two-celled stage. When there is a small nuclei which is present in the pollen cell, it start to divide it and it is become producing some irregular wall around the generative nucleus, so that it is produced two cells. So these two cells is called the generative cell or the two-celled stage. Most of the angiosperm only follow the two-celled stage only, it is started to liberate. So pollen once get liberated only these two-celled stage only. In some plants it start to liberated at the three stage of the cell only. What is three-stage development means? That is, three-stage development is nothing but the same generative cell nucleus again it is undergoing a division and it is producing a two nucleus is called the generative nucleus. Okay. But most 60% of the angiosperm follow only the two-celled stage only. Bee pollen. It is used to dietary supplement and sold as a pollen tablet and syrup. Bee pollen means nothing but. So, bee pollen is nothing but the pollen which is producing a substances. Bee pollen it is a natural substances which is contains a high protein and carbohydrate, ascorbic acid, some minerals, vitamins is there. So, why it is given for the supplement, that is a food supplement, the tablet or the pellets, tablet form or the syrups form, they are supplemented. Okay, the study of the pollen, honey pollen is called melitopalinology. Melitopalinology is the study of honey pollen. Okay, next I am coming to the pollen calendar. What is called pollen calendar? Pollen trains causes the pollen trains. If it is spreading, the pollination also takes place through the air also. So in the air the pollen is spreading. So the pollen which is entered through our nose like this. Yes, it is entered through our nose like this. So it is already, if the allergic persons is ready to causes the allergic reactions like asthma, bronchitis, hay fever, allergic rhinitis. The asthma is difficult to breathing. Bronchitis means there is an infection in the bronchial part of the lungs, which you could have studied in the last year. Hay fever is an infection that is caused by the bacterium. If the hay fever is caused by the bacteria and allergens also. And allergic rhinitis means it is also one of the respiratory problem. And Parthenium hysterophorus is the one plant which comes under the family of Asteraceae. This family, this plant actually a carrot grass. It is present. It is a pollen train of it is a one plant. And from this plant, the pollen trains is present in the carrot grass. It is present in the grass places, but it is not endemic in our India, but it is coming from the America. Through the it is contaminating the India. It was introduced in the India, or it is contaminated in the India through the wheat cereals. Okay, so that it causes the allergic reactions to the allergic patients, allergic persons. Okay. Allergen means it is causing some itching reactions is called allergen. So pollen is in some person it causes the itching reactions is called the allergens. Okay. So pollen season is head. So pollen is in head means this is showing you in the March. Mostly if you see in the winter season there will be lot of pollen liberation will be there. So in allergy patients will be very careful with this pollens. It may cause the allergic and respiratory problems. So that we have to avoid it in the winter season it will be more. So that's what they are giving in the gradual ratio from the pollen grade. And this is just a repetition about this slide. This video. Stamens have two parts, that is anther and filamen. Anther contains pole, that is male reproductive cell. Pollen cells, how it is coming? Microspore mother cell. Microspore, how it is coming? Microspore mother cell. Microspore mother cell is coming from the sporogenous tissue. I explained you in the first slide itself. Okay, from this only sporogenous tissue microspore mother cell is coming, which is have diploid. But when it is coming as a microspore tetrad, this will become a haploid in the nature. Then it is matured as in the pollen grains. So it is having the intine layer, exine layer. Intine layer is made up of cellulose, hemicellulose, all those things. Exine layer is very important, that is made up of the sporopollenin and pollen thread. Okay, and these are all the normal pollen, which is vacuole, nucleus, dividing nucleus, and vegetative cell, generative cells is formed. Once it reaches the right stigma, it start to absorb moisture and it produces the some moisture, and it is swollen and it is coming out as the pollen tube through the this thing, that is pollen germ tube. Okay, at this two celled stage only the pollen will be liberated, and this is the nucleus, generative nucleus again divided and two male gametes is formed. Okay, hope you all understand this video. Thank you.